Hi, I'm Kurt Taylor with Adelphia Communications, and welcome to the special Noho International Theatre and Arts Festival preview show. We're coming to you from the beautiful El Portal Theater in the North Hollywood Theater District to give you a preview of this year's exciting Noho Theatre and Arts Festival. We'll meet some of the people who make the Noho a great event coming up in just a moment. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Beverly Garland. I'd like to invite you to ride free on the Metro Red Line to North Hollywood and the Noho International Theatre and Arts Festival 2000, June 24th and 25th from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Bring your family and friends. Enjoy a weekend of international music and dance, arts, crafts, food from around the world, live theater, children's events, and the magic of television. It's a celebration, and it's free.
We are back, and this year's Noho International Theatre and Arts Festival is scheduled for June 24th and 25th. It'll be right here in the Noho District at Lankershim and Chandler in North Hollywood. Let's meet some of the players that are making this year's festival so exciting. Joe Hoban is the festival chairman, and Nancy Biancani is the executive director of International Cultural Enterprises, and Dr. Lila Waters is chair of the Universal City North Hollywood Chamber of Commerce Theaters Committee, and she's also with the El Portal Theater. Joe, let's start out with you. The festival is quite a tradition now, bringing live theater and arts to the North Hollywood area. Tell us about this year's festival and your involvement.
Well, I'm very pleased to be the chairman of this year's festival. The Noho Festival started in 1992. It was called the Noho Arts Festival. It was started by local people who were active in the arts, Dr. Earl Sherborne, Brian Sheehan, Fred Bauer, Jim Moffitt, and through the years has included now the theaters, vendors, performing artists, and what have you. This year, the reason that it's different and it's totally dynamic is the fact that we have the MTA subway station opening June 24th, which is the day of our festival, and that will bring a huge crowd of people that will ride the subway free of charge and come to our event. And this year we've got the Cultural Affairs Department of LA involved with bringing us international music on 4 stages. We have our own stage of Noho people, performing artists from our community, and of course we're really, really thrilled and excited about having the Television Academy involved this year in a big, big way. So we're looking forward to a great, great event. Well,
Joe, you mentioned a lot there in that span, but let's talk a little bit more specifically, and we'll meet some of those people in just a few minutes on the show that you mentioned. Let's talk about getting to the Arts Festival. There will be free rides on the MTA, but if you do drive, what about parking?
Parking, there's 2 big lots available. One is the MTA parking lot on Chandler and Lankershim, and the other area to park is in North Hollywood Park at the corners of Magnolia and Tahunga on the south side of Magnolia. That entire park area will be used for parking, so there'll be lots of parking available.
So either bring your car or take the MTA free ride. Either way, you'll have a free a parking or a ride down to the North Hollywood area. So come join us on the 24th and 25th. Joe, the theme for this year's show, I think, is special.
Right.
Tell us what it is.
The theme this year is Unity Through Diversity, and the fact that we are featuring vendors, craftspeople, performing artists, representing all of the different multicultural areas of Los Angeles and what have you. This makes it a really, really wonderful festival, representing not only the Noho diversity, but Los Angeles' diversity, which Los Angeles really is an international city, probably the most international city in the world right now.
Yeah, and that really gets focused on here at the Noho Festival. Nancy, thank you, Joe, and thanks for your participation this year. Nancy Biancani is the Executive Director of the International Cultural Enterprises. Nancy, this is really the first time we've tacked on the name international to the show. What does that bring to the festival this year?
Well, basically the sights and sounds and the flavors from around the world. What we've done here, as Joe mentioned, there'll be 4 stages that will have dance and music from people representing everyone from around the world. We have almost every country represented by dance and music of their country. Will display their cultural, their heritage, and it really brings the group together. besides the 4 stages, we have 64 performances scheduled, from African drumming to Japanese flower drum songs to great salsa groups to flamenco. It's a whole world of culture that you're walking into. I like to best describe it as that you walk into this international village. You're on vacation. You walk into this village and you go into one stop, you go to a wonderful Greek restaurant and get a falafel, or you go to Italian, or you go to Asian. And then you take that food and you go to see one of the wonderful crafters that we have there who are creating the same crafts. They're creating thousands of miles away. Those same crafts are being created here and can be purchased also. So it's also an arts and crafts festival. We have fine art from local artists, and we also have, it's a feeling that we have of it's international, representing all the people that live here in Los Angeles.
Well, I remember last year they had some beautiful Aztec dancers that came in and performed on the set, and it was just spectacular with the feathers, and the music was just very, very special, I felt, and you'll definitely be moved by something here at the festival, whether it's the great food, music, or the dancing. There's something here that represents literally all corners of the world. Now, Nancy, Cultural Enterprises, the group that you work with, tell us about that. It's a group that kind of produces shows like this, and it must be exciting to be involved in international celebrations of this type.
It's very exciting, especially this one today, because we know it's our first international component. And what we do is we've done festivals from all over the world. We did the Goodwill Games in Russia in '92. We've done international festivals, International Korean Veterans Memorials Festivals, every type of festival we can name we've done. We also involved in show production. We do a lot of shows in regards to the different cultural artists. And we're here as an arts service organization, primarily for NoHo and the entire San Fernando Valley.
Well, welcome, and we are glad you're here with us today, and we welcome your participation, bringing in an international flavor, whether it's music or the food or the dance of all of the countries and cultures that make up not only the San Fernando Valley, but this great city of Los Angeles. Thanks so much for coming on. We'll see you out there.
Look forward to it. Thanks.
Dr. Lila Waters, this is your stage, more or less. You're with the El Portal Theater, and you are the chair of the Universal City North Hollywood Chamber of Commerce Theaters Committee. Nice to see you, and must be like home for you. This is quite a redone theater. Tell us a little bit about the background of the theater.
Thank you. This theater is very interesting because it was built in the 1920s and wrecked totally in the earthquake. But back in the 20s, it was a vaudeville house, and a lot of really well-known people performed on this very stage, such as Donald O'Connor. And when we finally got it renovated for the second time, because the earthquake, we were ready to open, and then the earthquake came, and we had to start from scratch again. But when we got ready to open it this time, Donald O'Connor came back and appeared at our grand opening, and it was lovely to have him back. So,
well, it's a beautiful location. We thank you for letting us use it today as our backdrop for this
You're
preview
very welcome.
show.
We're happy to have you here.
Speaking of theater, let's talk about theater. Theater and Arts Festival is really the name of the celebration, and theater is really one of the things that makes this a very, very unique celebration. Lila, tell us about some of the theater aspects of the show here and how people can get involved.
Okay, the theater portion of the festival is very interesting and great fun. Everybody should come and get a taste of the theater district here in NoHo. We nearly have 40 theaters in this area now, and we're growing all the time. We have 12 host theaters for this festival. That means the other theaters will come in and perform in those theaters for the festival. We have over 98 performances happening within those 2 days of the festival, all free. All you need to do is come to the festival, line up at the ticket tent. It'll have a big sign on it that says free tickets for the theaters. Come and pick out the show you want to come and see and pick up your free tickets for it. And it's great, great fun. We have the shows rated, so if you're coming with small children, there'll be something all day, both days, at one of the theaters or several of the theaters that's G-rated, that the kids can really enjoy. If you're adults and you prefer more adult entertainment, we'll have some R-rated shows, and we'll have some PG-rated shows during the whole festival. We have like 98 performances going on within those 2 days, and something for everyone.
So literally, Lila, you can come into the ticket tent, pick out the show you want to see, get free tickets, walk right in, maybe a little later on in the afternoon, go to another show.
That's
now,
right.
these are not the full-length performances. They're a variety of small segments, one-act plays and
That's
things.
That's correct. They're
and even from
all
theater,
about 45 minutes in
and from
length.
companies
Yes.
that are also from outside of the
yes, coming in to
North Hollywood
perform
Theater.
for the. It's a real theater festival. We'll have musicals, we'll have comedies, we'll have dramas, we'll have all different kinds of things.
Well, this is the place to be for live theater. I think that's one of the things that North Hollywood is really becoming known for. How many theaters are there now in the area, Lala?
Around 40 at
40.
this point, yes. Yes,
And these are small theaters ranging from what size? Are they small? Are they large? Are they medium?
most of them would be considered small theaters, 99 seats and under. The theater that we're in today is an equity theater. It's a it's a large theater. But most of the other theaters are the smaller, the equity waiver theaters. But some really good work goes on in these theaters, and it's going to be great fun.
Well, we look forward to seeing some of those shows on the 24th and 25th of June. And Lila, thank you so much.
There's
and Nancy,
one other thing, if we have a minute, do we? Something that I wanted to tell about that our theater committee does every year, and it's only available during the Noho Festival. And this is a coupon book that we sell for just the cost. And you can pick these up for just $5, and you get it's full of coupons to be used in the Noho Arts District theaters for half off on theater tickets all year long. So look for the booth that handles these two. Thank you. I'm sorry, I hope I didn't take too long.
Well, thanks for hosting the show and letting us use the theater. It's wonderful. Come down and see us. Nancy and Joe, thanks for joining us today. We'll see you out there on the weekend, the 24th and 25th. We'll be right back with more people that are bringing you the North Hollywood Theater and Arts Festival right after this.
Hola, soy Luis Ángel y te invito a viajar gratis en metro a la estación de North Hollywood y al Festival Internacional de Teatro y Arte de Noho 2000. Ven con tu familia el 24 y 25 de junio desde las 11 de la mañana hasta las 8 de la noche. Disfruta sin costo alguno de un fin de semana de música, teatro, danza, artesanías, actividades para niños y la magia de la televisión. Recuerda, súbete gratis al metro y ven al Festival de Noho, donde podrás gozar del arte y las comidas del mundo.
Hi, we're back at the beautiful El Portal Theater in North Hollywood to continue our North Hollywood International Theater and Arts Festival preview show. I'm Kurt Taylor with Adelphia Communications, and I might add that Adelphia will be also telecasting live on Saturday the 24th from the show right here in North Hollywood, so we'll tell you more about that. But on the 24th and 25th, the North Hollywood International Theater and Arts Festival. Joining me for this segment, we have Fran Corbella with the MTA, Dr. Earl Sherburne with the Los Angeles Cultural Affairs Department, and Mimi Gramatke with the Academy of Television Arts and Sciences right across the street. Fran, let's start with you. Perhaps the best word of all, free. You've got free rides coming in, what, for the rest of the year or the rest of the decade or what? Just that weekend?
No, MTA is very excited about being involved with the International Cultural Affairs for the opening weekend, and we'll be offering free rides on our Red Line subway, which will give thousands of people an opportunity to come up and really experience what the cultural affairs and the International Festival is all about.
You're actually expecting a large number of people this
Absolutely.
weekend.
We're projecting somewhere in the neighborhood of, over the 2 days, we'll have about 300,000 people that'll turn out for the event. And we're really excited. We're going to be introducing 3 stations at one time, of which I think probably one of our centerpieces will be North Hollywood and Universal and down at Hollywood and Highland.
Now, where can they ride from and to during this free ride weekend?
They'll be able to ride free all the way from Union Station through downtown Los Angeles, all the way up through the Hollywood community, and all the way to Noho.
Okay, so the festival this weekend, the 24th and 25th, free rides both Saturday and Sunday.
Absolutely.
Now, when people come in, for instance, maybe mid-afternoon, how late can they stay and still get a ride back?
Our trains start operating regular service at 5 a.m. in the morning, and they'll be operating through until 11:30 in the evening. And trains will be operating that day because we're expecting such a large attendance, probably about every 5 to 7 minutes.
Wow, that's going to be tremendous. Let's talk about the opening of the station here. You've been involved in opening stations all over the city. What's that going to mean for North Hollywood?
In my experience, as the community reaches out and embraces it, I think that probably what will happen is there'll be just a tremendous economic boost to this area, a redevelopment. It means that the people in the valley are going to finally get some relief from the freeways and have a way to get around faster. And I think for all of Southern California, it's going to be a tremendous opportunity, and especially for the valley and especially for North Hollywood.
So in your experience, though, that is a major factor in
Absolutely.
the growth and the development of that community?
Absolutely. They are totally related to each other.
What other stations are opening, by the way, that weekend?
We have our Hollywood and Highlands station that will be opening, our Universal City station will be opening, and our North Hollywood station.
Tell us a little bit about the Metro line itself. It's a brand new, modern, state-of-the-art facility, and does it have any particular kinds of amenities there that people might enjoy in this weekend? And
Well, I think that everyone will be very surprised to see how safe it is, how beautiful the stations are. Each station has artwork that's inside of it. We actually do tours of our art in our stations because they are so beautiful. We have literally started from 10 years ago. We've opened rail in Los Angeles. This will be 54 stations that we've opened in 10 years, going throughout the Hollywood and Southern California area, linking Long Beach to North Hollywood, linking Norwalk to El Segundo, allowing people to be able to just absolutely whiz through and use the mass transportation. And so we're very excited about the opportunity of opening this to the public.
great. Well, that's going to be a great part of the festival. So thanks for joining us this afternoon, Fran. Dr. Earl Sherburne, you are the Community Arts Director for the Cultural Affairs Department of the City of Los Angeles, and I found out something I didn't know before we started. You actually were one of the founders of this festival. When did that start?
1993, with $5,000. The department put up some money, and we had opened the Lancashire Arts Center, which is in the area, of course, and after meeting with some of the community members and talking to the chamber, everyone decided it was time to do a festival. And at that time, we were on the grounds of the Academy, and that was our little space, and we put up one stage, and we had artists come in and perform, and from there, it has grown to what it is today. I think we all saw this as down the road, the vision that someday it would be out on the street and expand not only to one street, but to two, and a number of stages, just everything moving forward. And it's really great to be back and involved with it again this year.
Well, the Cultural Affairs Department has been involved with the festival now for several years. Tell us about your involvement with the Cultural Affairs Department, and what is that involvement like? What does that entail?
Well, I, in addition to supervising buildings and programs, 14 of them throughout the city, I also supervise the festivals program, which is approximately 40 festivals that we either produce, co-produce, sponsor, or co-sponsor. The usual way that we handle a festival is we like to have a neighborhood or an organization work with us, and then we spin it off to them, and that's exactly what has happened here. After the first year, we backed away, and we contracted with the Chamber of Commerce, who's been involved with this event now for the last 7 years, and it's just continued to grow.
What are people going to experience when they come here? We've talked about theater, arts, food, but you're somebody that's been involved and has a perspective on this from some years back. In your mind, what's it going to be like? What are people going to really enjoy about this festival?
I think the number of performances that we have scheduled, we had a committee that has been meeting since last September, made up of festival producers. These people produce ethnic festivals throughout the city, so they've been at the table from the beginning. And when ICE came to us and said they would like to have something international and move it to that level, we jumped in and said, okay, we'll help you. We'll work with the committee and bring something really spectacular. We created in the department a performing arts registry, and from that registry we have selected what we think are the best of the best artists there. Over 500 artists submitted tapes for that particular thing, and the committee then took the time and have been working countless hours and months to bring you in. I have now the list of those 65 or 64 performances that are going to occur, 32 hours each day on 4 stages, and no act repeated. So we're talking about 64 different acts.
And that's not including the live theater.
That's not including the live theater. Or
this is going to be actually out in the street.
That's right. Or the Noho stage. There's
right.
a 5th stage that the local community has put up as well.
So if you take, and let's talk about that in a second, but if you take that list of acts plus the live theater going on in the theaters like the El Portal, there's probably no other festival that I can think of that has that much of a rich mixture of performances. Is there anything that compares to this in your mind?
I can't think of anything. Dr. Lila and I have looked and checked it out, but there's nothing like it on the West Coast, at least, that we're aware of. You're talking 96 theater performances and 60-some live stage performances, you're talking close to 170 performances in 2 days.
Now, the ink is literally not dry on this list yet.
That's right.
So
I
pulled
this off the computer
right
a
off
few
the
hours
computer,
ago.
just before we went to air.
Right.
Tell us what's on this list briefly.
Well, we've got ballet folklorico groups. We have the Korean Classical Music and Dance Company. We've got a group from Spain that's performing. We've got a group that's very popular called Tierra. There's just an incredible, rich number of music and dance ensembles that are going to be performing every hour. It's just amazing.
You know, these types of festivals seem to be getting more popular, at least in my experience in Southern California. Is there a growth in your mind in festivals of this type, arts festivals, local festivals, neighborhood festivals, and what does that mean to a neighborhood?
This one, I have to say, first of all, I think that this one is unique because of the fact that it's now drawing in all the cultures of Los Angeles. And Los Angeles is really the world, you know, in small form, but we really are the world. We have cultures represented from all the countries. And this is a festival that I've dreamed about for a long time, seeing come to fruition. And I'm so excited about this, having started this event and worked with this committee over the years to see this happen. It brings the experience of all of Los Angeles under one roof, so to speak. And you get a chance to sample not only the entertainment, but of course, but the food and the culture, the crafts, the folk arts, all those kinds of things as well. And that's really neat. You know, we have our specific ethnic festivals too, and they're very important. We just are starting a new one this fall, the Panamanian Festival, for example. But this one is really special.
Give us real quickly, your don't miss list.
Oh, gosh.
You got to see these according to Earl Sherbert.
Oh, no.
You can't single them out yet.
Just come and
No
stay
favorites.
for 2 days.
Okay.
Stay the whole time.
Well, welcome back to the festival. Thanks again for coming on tonight and sharing that information. And let's talk now to Mimi Gramatke with the Television Academy of Arts and Sciences right here in North Hollywood. And you're going to be participating in a new way this year. You've always been part of it, but you've really decided to kind of bring your fare to the show, so to speak. Tell us what you have planned for the show.
Actually, we've maintained a pretty low profile up to this point, and this year we're actually jumping in and partying. We're going to have a great time. We have, within the organization, we have 52 different peer groups, and of those 52 different peer groups, we will have 16 that will be actively participating in bringing their wares and their crafts to the television plaza. Some of those highlights of what that will be will start with stunt presentations, all those wonderful things that you've watched on television for years where fist fights and high falls and all of that. We will be demonstrating all of that with a train that will be driving all around the rig that will be set up in the parking lot outside the plaza. And as a highlight of an afternoon, we will have a stunt free fall from an airplane. There will be a choreographed acrobatic act that will range from 5 to 14 different stunt flyers that will be up in the air and dropping down into Lankershim Boulevard right in front of the Television Academy. It'll happen at 4:30 on Saturday and Sunday, and you can see them for 10 miles in a radius around. Wheelmobile will be here, which is the Wheel of Fortune casting division. They will actually be looking for new contestants, and we'll have them on the plaza. We will have some representatives from Star Trek showing how they do their visual effects. We will have a state-of-the-art electronics mobile unit that will be on the premises, so you can tour a new truck and see with technicians that will guide you through the process. We will have soap opera stars that will be present. We will have costume designers that will be present. There'll be makeup artists that will be doing makeup on passers-by you'll actually get a chance to have little party makeups that we've done from the children all the way up to the older children, you know, the ones of us that want to have our little clown faces for the afternoon. We will also have local television, more than just Adelphia, which will be wonderful, but we also have several other local television stations that will be present, and we will have celebrities from their newscasts and so forth will be there also. And I think it's going to be very exciting. We have a great group of people, and the Academy's excited, and the art directors are actually going to participate. Art directors and set decorators are going to participate by actually creating inside the booths, we'll have a little ambience, and we'll put in a little scenery so that the scenery that you see up here on stage, some of that will flow through into the various tents that we will have on the premises, including pieces of the old Lucy set. So you'll see I Love Lucy, and a Lucy look-alike will be there so that you can have your picture taken with Lucy, or you can be seen with Lucy and all of that. It's quite fun, I think.
So you're really going to have a little bit of everything almost in the television industry, from the stunts to the sound stage to the set decorations. To
cinematographers will be there with both tape cameras and film cameras, because we use both in television. And they will be demonstrating. You'll be able to look through lenses and all that sort of stuff. And it will actually be an education. You'll be able to walk around and see what actually puts television together, and participate in various different levels, interacting with the different professions that actually make television happen.
Now, your specialty is, you're one of the governors of the Academy. What is your area of specialty?
My area of specialty is that I'm a production designer, and I currently am the production designer on VIP, which is the show with Pamela Anderson. And so I am representing with the art department and set decorators, and we're going to have a great time. It's like we're actually creating a little fair on our plaza.
You mentioned the truck. Now, is this a production truck, a television production truck, like a remote truck?
Right, a television production truck that will actually be able to, you'll actually be able to tour, and it'll be a state-of-the-art truck for high-definition equipment and that sort of stuff, and you'll be able to see how all of that functions when you see these trucks on the street and they're out shooting Fran's openings, for instance, or you're shooting a football game or some such thing. You'll actually get to see the inside of what those trucks actually look like.
Those are exciting. There's especially those digital ones where you've got all the cameras and the audio setups and the playbacks and everything. Those are quite exciting. Well, we look forward to the involvement of the Academy this year and the North Hollywood International Theatre Arts Festival. It's going to be a great addition to the festival, and we look forward to seeing you out there. Well, thank you all, Earl and Fran and Mimi, for joining us here on our special Noho Theatre and Arts International Festival preview show. We look forward to seeing you all out there, and we look forward to seeing you out there too. Come by. It's free rides and free parking. And as we mentioned, if you can't make it to both days, check out Adelphia Channel 10. We'll be there live on Saturday. And Kim and I will be joined by some of these folks. We'll have interviews. We'll have some live performances. And we're co-sponsoring that telecast with the Noho News. So we look forward to joining you on television. Thanks again.
Thank you.
And we'll see everybody out there on June 24th and 25th. It's the Noho International Theatre and Arts Festival. See you there.